Welcome back to the Rudder. My name's Brooke and we are here on Antoinette, our Mary Fisher 895. We are on our way to BUMS Bay for the evening. So believe it or not, this is winter, the middle of winter in sunny Queensland, Australia. Sorry to all of our UK and Europe followers. Yes, this is what we are faced with in the midst of the cold depths of winter. Fortunately, for those of you who own a Mary Fisher, it's fully enclosed and it's nice and cozy. So it's Friday afternoon, we've set sail for the afternoon and we're going to spend the evening up at anchor at BUMS Bay. BUMS Bay is a really cool place because this afternoon, tonight and throughout the evening it's light westerlies predicted, so that'll be nice and tucked in out of the westerlies. What we're hoping to do is give you a bit of an insight into the different tides and what happens at anchor up there, the different possibilities for fishing. It's nice and close to the ocean so Damien can run across and have a surf. So sit tight, we're on our way out there now and let's see what we come up with.
So the tide's coming in, so yeah, we're pushing against the tide, which means we use a little bit more fuel than we often like, but trying to sneak out on a Friday afternoon, you take what the tides can give you. We're coming up to the, Pippa wants to get in on the action. We're coming up to the bridge that holds most of our problems. We should be pretty fine. Antoinette is a little bit, has a lot less air draft than our last boat, so we've
the all-round white's down at the moment.
Yeah, the all-round white's down.
Yeah,
so
great.
We won't hit that. So you'll see it coming over us soon. So that's this is the bridge that sometimes we have to take care of on the tides.
Here it is.
It's a little bit close. There it goes. So we've got about 10 centimetres, 15 centimetres clearance there.
Yep.
So yeah, we're just making our way up through the Gold Coast canal system, and we're probably about 40 minutes away from BUMS Bay from our place. Oh, actually, we're probably about 50 minutes away from BUMS Bay from our place. So it's a nice leisurely cruise at 6 knots.
A couple of sticky fish in the water, Damien, because we've had a little bit of rain. Sticky fish is what we like to call
Sticks
that we try to obviously avoid, but we like to refer to them as sticky fish. Yeah. Often sticky fish are the only types of fish that Damien catches when he's fishing, but that's okay. We're just giving back to the environment and we're just feeding the fish and pulling the sticky fish in. Sorry about that. Yeah.
So if the canals obviously are fed from, the canals are fed from a river system off in the hinterland of the Gold Coast. So when there is rain, and we have had a reasonable rain event over the last few days, it washes everything down. So you do have to watch out. The water's not as clear as it usually is, and so there are a few sticks and debris and other things around, so you just got to keep your eye out as you're making your way up. Nothing too much to worry about. The intakes on the Yamahas are fairly durable, but we have had a stick capture around the prop unit once, just jutted and didn't really cause that much problem. We just stopped and pulled the stick out, so that was all right. But yeah, something to keep an eye on.
Because we're cruising also in the canals, we can only cruise at 6 knots, so probably sticky fish aren't going to cause too much damage, but still we don't want to hit them. So because we are over 8 metres in this canal system, well, at the moment in this spot it's 6 knots for everyone, but in the canal systems there's certain parts where you can actually go over 6 knots, but it's only if you're under 8 metres. So unfortunately, it's just a nice cruise up to the anchorage for tonight. What are the conditions that we're faced with overnight? What are we looking at, Damien? Any big tides?
No, the tides are quite alright. We're sort of the mid-stage of the moon, so it's not a very big tidal flow. Even now, it's mid-tide right now, so there's not that big a tidal flow. For those interested, we're doing 1900 RPM for 5.7 knots. So
we're in about 3 metres of water at the moment.
Yeah, so we're having to push a little bit harder than usual. Sometimes if we're going with the With the tide, we can get away with 1400 RPM. But tonight should be very nice, light westerly, swinging to a southwesterly wind. So BUMS Bay is protected on 3 sides. It is open to the south, but it is quite protected even from the south. The broad water juts out there. We can have a look as we get closer.
We'll be up there and at anchor and all set up before Sundowners, Damien?
Definitely, that's the plan.
This
For those of you that have visited the Gold Coast, we're just passing SeaWorld up on the Spit, which is a very northern part of the Gold Coast. It's the most northern bit you can get to on the surf side, and then you get the islands that make up the Broadwater. But yeah, so we're just passing by SeaWorld. Up ahead of us you can see BUMS Bay with all the yacht masts, so we'll poke in there and see if there's a space for us tonight. You can see that westerly wind on the water. It's not a lot, but it does tend to get in everywhere, the westerly wind.
enough to make it uncomfortable.
Enough to make it not quite comfortable.
There's a roller coaster, SeaWorld. SeaWorld cruises, boat over there.
Yikes.
Those boats just passed us. We're actually in the 40 knot zone now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A little bit of chaos. Okay, puppies. Puppies. So yeah, we're chaos was the 40 knot zone. Things are not strapped down like they would normally be because we're about to drop anchor. So a few wine glasses went.
I need to say that again.
So it sounds like I've had wine. Things are not strapped down like they normally would be. We would normally be cruising up to about 25 knots by now, but because we're going to be pulling into BUMS Bay just over here, we just got passed by quite a large cruiser, and we weren't really ready for it, were we, Damien?
No. So I'll just show you where we are. So you can see this is BUMS Bay in here, natural marina, and we're just cruising on up into there. And just ahead of BUMS Bay is the Seaway, which is kind of a place we always, the Seaway is kind of a way to recognise where you are. Everything kind of leads to the Seaway. So yeah, we're just going into this natural marina here, and hopefully we'll find a place for the night.
We're just coming into BUMS Bay now, and to the port side of our boat, that's actually the west. So you can see all of the yachts that are currently at anchor, obviously pointing in the direction.
Port side, is that it?
That's what I mean. West.
No.
Port side is west.
What do you mean they're the boats at anchor there?
Yeah, because the wind's coming from the west.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, so it's the Brooke way of thinking about it, okay?
Well, the boats are on our starboard.
Yeah, the boats are on our starboard, correct, but that way is west, and therefore that's the way the wind is coming from. Hopefully you guys watching can understand. Alright, so what are we looking at, Damien?
So we're just getting to the very entrance of BUMS Bay. To our starboard is one of the most popular boat ramps on the Gold Coast. Tomorrow morning that will be very busy. There's a few ramps there and a few washdown spots. So
not as busy as in summer though.
No, it is winter. Lots of jet skis coming in. So you can see there's just a spur of sand that comes out that we need to make sure we get around. That's why we're going around these yachts. And we've just got one ahead that I don't know what he's doing. So we'll just creep up in here and find a place for us to spend the night. here at anchor?
Some nice looking boats here. No, I think this guy is, yes, he is at anchor. This guy here is at anchor. So we're just slowly, just at 3 or 4 knots, probably less actually, going to weave our way through and try and find the sweet spot. So over here you've got some land, which that is going to protect us from the westerly breeze tonight. As we were talking about before, it's a little cove, so we're actually facing due north at the moment. And then around over here, what is it, about 300 or 400 meters of land over here, then it's actually a surf beach over that way. So it's a great spot for Damien to just grab his surfboard and run across the road in the morning. There's some surf for him.
And as you can see, this is a very popular spot.
Quite a few boats in here.
We're in about 4 meters of water, so there will be a bit of swinging around, so we need to make sure we're out of everyone's way. So we just want to find a spot.
What about in here? In there. A bit of room there to swing.
Let's just go up.
Okay, we're going to do a recce, are we?
So Brooke, can you take the wheel?
Sure.
Because I'm just going to pull the tender in so we don't have any issues if we need to manoeuvre.
Just bought the tender back in. Typically we wouldn't tow the tender, would we, Damien? Normally it would be on the tender rack. So those of you who follow our channel, you'd know there's a video on the tender rack. But we thought, because we were cruising at 6 knots straight to our anchorage tonight, and it wasn't on the boat, it was actually on our pontoon at home, so we just thought we'd tow it. So yeah, Damien's just tied it up so that if we do have to manoeuvre, the rope won't actually get caught in the prop. We quite like the look of the spot up there, but you can see that there's some markers or buoys up. It's actually an exclusion zone. What depth?
We're in 4 meters here.
This might be. That guy looks like he's here actually, just
He's on
beached.
land.
He's on land. Okay. So we've got a couple of boats here. And a couple of boats here. So we are.
There is over there.
Yeah. We are expecting
Should we go over there?
westerlies. Yeah, I think we should go over there. We are expecting westerlies.
Light westerlies.
Light westerlies for the evening.
So we're just having a look at this space over there. You don't think we could get, probably don't want to be too close to that exclusion.
Looks a bit shallow over there too. Okay, so yeah, you can see as we get a little bit closer, they've actually got, what is that stuff they've got up there?
Don't know there.
Damien? They really don't want you to go in there. There's a barrier type of thing that they've put there, but I think this spot up here could be alright, Damien.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Cute little sailboat here.
So Brooke's up on the bow. We're just checking out everything that's happening here. You can see we're in 2 meters of water now, so it must drop off. So we're just seeing, has it grabbed?
So we're pretty happy with the spot that we've picked here. Pretty nice spot for some Sundowners. Beautiful view of the coast behind me, and we're just gonna get Damien to put the snubber on now. Welcome to BUMS Bay.
Cheers. So we're at anchor nicely before sunset. Good getaway.
The what's the bed? What's the ground? Sand?
Yep. Thanks, co-captain Brooke. Yeah, so this is well, as you can see, we're on the Gold Coast. We're right near the surf beach. The seaway is literally just over there. And so yeah, this is a sandy bottom with a bit of mud on top, but holds very well for any anchor. There's no real rocks or reefs to worry about. We've fallen back a little bit from where we first anchored. Was about when we came up the main channel, most of it's 3 or 4 meters. We've fallen back and we're in about 2 meters, but you can see, and when I get the drone up later, it does shallow out really quite a lot behind us, but we've got plenty of room. We are near this exclusion zone. I'm not really sure what's being excluded, but there's a big survey buoy in the middle of that, so they must be doing something.
We've got no neighbours on our starboard side for the evening. We've got one neighbour in front of us, and then I think the closest one we've got is this little white one over here, probably 30 meters away.
Yeah.
So we should be pretty safe, even if the wind was to swing. We've got about 10 meters of anchor chain out with the snubber on it. How much water are we in, Damien?
Where we are right now is in about 2.5, and we're about mid-tide, so it's going to lose about maybe half a more meter. And so yeah, the tidal range here on the Gold Coast is not as large as some of our friends overseas. The biggest tides we get are about 1.6 meter, but we're really in the middle now, so it's only about a meter tide, so it's not going to be too much during the night. And also there's light winds suspected all night, so even if we do swing around, everyone's on anchor, so we'll all swing together.
It's a nice peaceful spot here. There is a road behind us, but it's actually a road to nowhere, because as we mentioned before, this is the spit, so people typically go out there maybe at this time of day to do some fishing, but it's a road to nowhere, so we won't hear any traffic. I think the road's about 100 meters that way, but yeah, we can't hear a thing now. Can hear a generator on a boat. One of the boats has got the generator on. Apart from that, it's a very peaceful spot.
Yeah, so let's we'll take some more videos as the sun goes down. I'll try and capture where we get to on the low tide with the water line, but it might get dark by then. We'll grab that in the morning. Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Just had to do one more dig for this evening. Yes, we are in the depths of winter. This is how we roll on the Gold Coast. It's getting a little bit chilly as the sun sets. It'll chill off a bit, but yeah. Nothing like you folks on the other side of on the other hemisphere get. So cheers. It's going to be a great night on the water.
So you can see we've got our anchor circle set up in case anything comes loose in the evening. We're at 1.9 meters. Let's just zoom out a little bit. So there we go. There's the natural harbour, the seaway. This is the surf beach, and this is where we came from down here. I'll just click to the nav and sonar so you can see we've got 1.9 meters, and just to show you what the tides are up to here, so we're pretty much at high tide right now, so we're going to lose 0.7 of a meter overnight, so no problems at all for the Mary Fisher draft. So Sundowners are going very well, and it is a delightful evening, and the sun has just gone down, and really just thought I'd give you a chance to show off just how nice it is up here. You can see the high rises in the back towards Surfers Paradise, but it looks like we're going to have a really lovely night. It's good and clear. It is a bit chillier, for us, but yeah, it's a beautiful evening. Let's see how it goes through the night, and we'll talk in the morning and see how everything is. So yeah, looks like we're going to have a good night, and all good. And that's just part of getting set while you're at anchor. Doing up some dinner, and the puppies are in there. All nice and cozy inside, which is where I'm going to go now.
Good morning from BUMS Bay. It was a beautiful night on the water.
So yeah, we've caffeinated. The tide is very low. You can see just behind us, and I took some drone footage earlier this morning. It's just about dead low tide now, so we're sitting in about 1 metre of water, probably a bit closer to the beach than we first thought we'd be, but that's fine. So yeah, that's the low tide right now. So in the middle it'll still be 3 or 4 metres. So I think that's why all the yachts like this space. If they've got a big draw, they can come in here for anchor.
I feel like the wind might have picked up slightly last night. Our snubber got a bit creaky, old manny, so we might I think a solution for that is to put some detergent on the ropes so it doesn't creak as much. But it was quite a pleasant night. A little bit of tippy tap on the bow, but apart from that, it was really calm night on the water. Very little wind at the moment.
No, it's beautiful. So this is a nice winter's day. Usually this is what we get for winter's day. Also, just on that, I'll show you our map, what we did last night, and you can see we basically had westerlies the whole night, which was fine. That's why we're in here. We're nice and protected. So this is a great little spot. We've just taken the puppies for a walk. There's walking tracks all the way around here. We've just gone and got a coffee from the coffee shop.
Sadly, our generator broke this morning, so I didn't get my normal Nespresso, but we'll talk about that another time. So yeah, be interested to hear some of your solutions. We don't have an inverter on board, so if you guys have a solution for coffee, those sorts of things, please leave it in the comments below.
But yeah, it was a great morning. There's no surf today. The westerlies have blown it all flat, but there's surf just over that horizon, over the bush over there. And yeah, beautiful morning. So we're going to pack up, get things going, and I hope you liked that review of BUMS Bay. And if you get a chance to anchor here, make the most of it and keep everything nice and clean for the environment down here. And
please like and subscribe, and if you have any ideas for any videos, please let us know. Thanks for joining us.